Hello right bags, it's Jade, welcome to the Survival Show. I'm back from my holidays and we've got big stuff going on with Sons of the Forest. When are we going to be able to play the game? We're going to find out definitively in the next few weeks, but I've got sad news, it won't be until next year at least. Also, Little Devil Inside, big reveals coming tonight. I'm going to break that down for you what to expect. Huge updates as well for Art Survival Evolved and continuing stuff going on for Conan, Exiles, ValHeim, as well as Chernobylite and a bunch more. All that plus Breakwaters, Junkpunk, taking a look at some smaller games and what's going on with my second channel that's about to launch. So the timestamps are there if you want to skip ahead, but if you want to check out the channel and support and maybe get that meme going that I can get 1,000 subscribers without any videos, no, don't worry, I am uploading some content. I will do a separate video promoting that. I have it up and running as soon as I've got a video on it, but I thought I'd just chuck it in here now. Basically, all the crafty stuff that I enjoy from games. Survival's great, but there are lots of farming games I enjoy. There's lots of city simulation build games I enjoy. They're the kinds of things you're going to see more in Jadecraft. You are going to see also more Let's Play of your favourite games you've seen me play on this channel. So maybe like Valheim, Grounded, Mistlands in the future, Breakwaters that's coming out. You'll see a few of them episodes on the main, but then after that, apart from some guides, the main Let's Play content will be on this channel. That's the idea of it, is to separate it a little bit. For people that want more news, want more guides for their favourite hot games, that'll be for the main, and then the second channel is going to be more for gameplay, more for crafty, a little bit more chilled out experience. You're not going to see any opinion ranty pieces on the second channel. You won't see me crying or complaining about MTX or dodgy developers that much. It's mostly going to be really super positive, highlighting and showcasing lots of indie games as well. Will it work? I'm not too sure, but YouTube sure as hell doesn't like me covering so many games on one channel anymore. And I don't think you as an audience do. I've definitely got a camp that enjoy more DayZ, Ark, Conan, Rust, and then I've got a camp that enjoy games like Grounded, Drake Hollow, Breakwater, Small Land Info. So this is a way not to split the content, but to add and give people more of what they really want on one channel or the other, or know exactly what they're going to get. There will still be daily uploads on the main Jade PG channel. Absolutely, it's going to be my main focus. But like I said, I do want something else where I can just show a little bit more of the games that I enjoy rather than just purely survival. Games like Serpent Rogue, which is going to be a great survival game when it releases next year, but it's definitely probably not going to suit the rest of the main channel as much. There still might be plenty of violence and guns on the second channel if it's crafty and indie like this, a brand new retro shooter that's incoming too. Or something a little bit more different like The Unliving, where you can take hordes of zombies and go decimate the landscape and enemies as you run around trying to become the best necromancer you can be. Anywho, I took up enough of your time. I'll explain this more in another video, and I'll probably do something on Twitter as well. So go and give me a follow if you haven't already. Let's get on with the survival news. So Little Devil Inside was revealed last year to much excitement. It looked like a perfect blend of sort of anime and unusual storytelling with survival and a little bit of monster hunting mechanics. You're pretty much going to be going into smaller environments, doing missions, collecting resources and taking on a vast amount of different creatures. So still up in the air whether or not it's a true open world survival game. It looks like there will be areas that are connected via different ways to travel, and the survival elements are going to be a little bit lighter, but you still will need food and water. It really stood out last year for me, and I've been hyped and excited about delivering news to you, but it's been pretty quiet. We had a state of play and they revealed some gameplay details earlier on in the year, and then there was a big leak suggesting that the game would actually launch in July. Now July came and went and not a word was said about the actual release date. Well, it looks like we're finally going to get some info tonight. There's another state of play. It looks like it's going to be third-party games, and this is going to be launching on PlayStation exclusively for a while before hitting the Switch and Xbox in the future. I'm going to be all over this. I love the idea of this. It's got loads of different places we're going to be exploring, like desert, snow, forest, mountain biomes, swampland, and even deep sea diving. There is going to be a big, massive overall map. It seems to have a bit of a different travel system, like you're going to have to make journeys on things like trains or big ships in between areas, and that will give you the opportunity to maybe level up a little bit, get certain resources. That's what I'm reading from all the stuff I've seen in the past. Obviously we'll be undertaking missions as well. It looks cool. So yeah, very much looking forward to this. If they somehow drop that this game is going to be releasing this year, I will be an extremely happy bunny. I've regularly put it as my top 3 most hyped games looking forward to. It's something fresh, something new. I can't wait to get more details tonight. So expect a proper in-depth video about it. If you want to hear more, check it out tomorrow. Richard Svensson, the creator of ValHeim, has been teasing more incoming content in the shape of Mistlands. Now, very much still work in development, and it doesn't look like Mistlands is going to be happening anytime soon. I bet I'm going on a hunch here, and it will be more February that we can expect the big Mistlands update to arrive. Of course, there will be small updates in between that. They've changed how they're going to be doing things, so we are going to get lots more content coming between now and then. But the Mistlands offers a chance to have a brand new region, brand new resources, enemies, and of course a brand new boss fight. You can travel to the Mistlands in the game at the moment, but it's very different. It's a placeholder, it's dark, it's dank, it's filled with cobwebs. Where Richard's been teasing some changes specifically to the textures. And what I really love about this is it's definitely still got that foreboding sense of like in there, in that mist, it could be pretty dark, it's going to be pretty horrific maybe. But there is some light, it's mountainous as well. I like the idea of also having some more gentle hills with the mist just rolling up around you always. Compared to what the Mistlands is at the moment, I definitely feel this vibe a lot more. Not just having it always completely dank and dark, overgrown by huge trees everywhere. I like the idea of the Mistlands being maybe a little bit in between. Now obviously there are some sharp edges for some of these rises that are in the game at the moment. So we could hypothesize all you want that these might be crystal spikes that come out of the ground. Maybe we're going to be harvesting them, gathering resources from them. Or maybe it's just rock. Maybe it's a different way to add obsidian to the game. Maybe they're going to be actually man-made monuments left there by giants that used to live in this zone. There's lots of possibilities. I don't want to dive into that too much just yet, but you get the idea. It's clearly sticking out from the mist, and there's a couple of them here, and they're way too sharp to just simply be mountains or hills. You can even see it in the distance as well, there's quite a few too. It's great stuff, can't wait for this. Like I said, we've got plenty of updates incoming. And before I went on holiday, I did show you guys that they had started work on the Mistlands with retexturing of the ground and stuff, but there was even more info dropped. And basically these caves are going to be added as part of the snow biome, pretty much adding to the mountains. I was going to do a big clickbaity video saying the developers lied. That's because they stated in their FAQs that they would never have caves in the game. I always thought this was a bit of an inside joke, or maybe some people had really hammered the devs about being able to build underground. They just wanted to make it really clear. But if this isn't a cave, what the hell is it? No, it could be a proper actual dungeon that we'll be able to access. So a doorway into a cavern rather than a cave or just an underground crypt. Very much like the crypts that we find in the swamp biome, but obviously much bigger and more expansive. It's definitely cool. You can see we've got like some sort of statue made out of ice in shape of like a wolf's head howling. So very excited about this kind of stuff. And you can expect these updates adding some of this content to hit before the Mistlands. This is what they've said. They're going to be working on this kind of stuff while they're also working on the big major updates like Mistlands. So there we go. I'm now back off my holiday, so I'll be there first next time to drop the news about these new stuffs coming into the game. Also, if you hadn't actually seen it, Grimcore, the art guy at ValHeim, has made his own little cinematic. It's great, you should go and check it out. It's a story of loss and sorrow and bravery as a Viking defends his locks. It's a really cool cinematic, go and give it a shout. Maybe give Robin a sub as well, and encourage him to make more of these in the future. Also, it looks like ValHeim's been voted as the best multiplayer game at the Golden Joystick Awards. So if you want to support ValHeim, go and check out this page. It's on Games Radar, I do believe. And you'll find the links to it. I might even put it in the comments section if you want to vote ValHeim as the best multiplayer game. And I would say that's absolutely 100% nailed on for me. I can't think of any other multiplayer game that really captured people's imagination in such a way this year. You may have woken up in the UK or Europe to a brand new update adding the Ark Fear Evolved 5 event to the game. It's now live across all platforms. You can earn and get yourself a bunch of new skins and take part in taking down spooky, scary dinosaurs and creatures. It's going to be running till November the 9th. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. They've increased the rates of all sorts of bonuses like gathering, breeding, etc. for a while. And they are adding the Dodo Rex and the Dodo Wyvern, 2 bosses that you can fight and get some extra loot from. Whole bunch of stuff, as you can see, being added, returning favourites and some brand new items for this year to either add to your character skins or to some of your dinosaurs. And with a big focus on creature event colours, including the best colour, Jade. To cap it all off, of course, they had a Fear Evolved trailer showcasing some new stuff and what you can maybe expect. I don't know what was stiffer, the actual zombie characters or the main one here. I gotta say, I'm not a big lover of these trailers. I kind of preferred the old way where they actually used proper in-game actual gameplay rather than these CGI affected ones. But hey, that's just me. You might have seen my experiments with a shorts. I've never done one before, but I decided to try, giving you the info about Breakwaters releasing on the 11th of November in early access. So here is another small little video showcasing the boats that you're going to be able to control and use. I haven't had the chance to play with these myself, even though I've got access right now, so I better get a move on, as we've only got a couple of weeks now before the game launches in early access on Steam. I can't wait to show more of this off. I think it's got real potential. There's a lot of good things in this game. It needed a little bit of polish, and there were certain things I didn't like about the inventory system, but certainly the way that you can customize and create all sorts of different ways to get around, and this is only one of a couple different style boats or modes of transport, is really looking cool. So I can't wait to give this another shot, and absolutely going to be all over this. Don't forget there will be multiplayer added as well, and it looks like they're going to be aiming for 4-player co-op play when they launch in early access in November 11th. And a day after Breakwater launches, there's another little game that I'm curious about called Junkpunk. This game's going to be coming out on the 12th November, Steam Early Access. It's a survival game where you control this android robot as you go and gather resources and maybe hopefully try and escape from a planet where you've just crashed. It looks like you'll be gathering up lots of junk, hence the name, and building yourself almost a Factorio style, maybe Satisfactory style gameplay loops while surviving, building up bases and getting enough energy to maybe get off the planet. It looks cool. I've got a key. Developers reached out already, so I'm going to give this a shot in the next couple of weeks. So expect to see some of this very soon. Do go and check it out on Steam. Do give it a little wish list if you do like the look of it. Help show some support to these games. Instead of just liking my video, go and follow it up. Go and check it out on the actual Steam pages. I will leave links for this and Breakwater in the comment section as well. You've probably seen by now if you're a big Terraria fan, but maybe you're a Don't Starve fan, not always keeping up to date with the loop. Well, there's a crossover going on. They're basically going to be having the Cthulhu monster added into Don't Starve from Terraria, which looks great. And of course they're going to be adding a Don't Starve monster to Terraria as well in the future. Even though Terraria is meant to have had its last update ever, of course it's only just hit consoles, the journey's end. And there's still a few updates to tie together some of the content that PC has had, including hopefully some fixes to controller options on Xbox and PlayStation, which so many of you guys have been complaining about. But it still looks really great. I love the idea of crossovers. They may have got the Journey's End update quite wrong in terms of not testing it enough before it launched on Xbox and PlayStation. There's no doubt about it, Terraria is still one of the best games going, in my opinion. And crossovers like these, I think they're really fun. I wish more games would do them. Sons of the Forest has finally dropped some info, and it's probably not the info you was mostly looking forward to. The game's not going to be coming out this year. There is some good news. We are going to get a trailer in the next couple of weeks, and it will have the release date set at some point in early to mid 2022. It's only last week I told you guys there seemed to be just too many rumours going around about Sons of the Forest and not enough concrete info, so I'm really glad the developers have actually let us know what's going on. Still excited for the release date, and of course the pushback is kind of expected with so many games having problems with COVID. Either way, it's still happening, and take a look at these gorgeous screenshots. The enemies look mad, the ability to hold up someone's head and maybe scare away some of the locals, but this looks like it's a revamped crafting method. If you've played the Forest, the original game, you'll know that you basically have a blue tarpaulin, and that's where you craft and you create items, and it kind of serves as your backpack and sorting out your inventory. Now this looks a bit more big and turbo compared to that, so I don't know if this is actually going to be a whole backpack, but I still love the idea that this is how you'll sort your inventory. It's definitely one of the favourite things from the Forest, had a really unique system for crafting. And just look at the sheer amount of weapons and tools you can be using. There's at least 3 different knives, even a crucifix, we've got PDAs, we've got microphones, we've got radio walkie-talkies, we've got night vision goggles, torches, beepers, pagers, Molotov cocktails, dynamite, high explosives, circuit boards making the return, and again C4 explosives, and lots and lots of ammo and guns. Now in previous things I've seen, they've said there still wouldn't be as huge focus on these guns. There certainly will be more chance to get hold of them, but ammo will still be pretty scarce. They're not making it into just a straight up shooter. But clearly there is going to be a big selection we'll be able to find. Different shotguns, assault rifles, as well as pistols and a taser. Not to mention the old fashioned tools you've come to expect, like the good old skull on a stick. Looks something like maybe a crowbar here, a couple different axes, maybe a stun baton, and a 2-handed stun baton maybe. On top of that, all the other junk that you'd collect and use as resources like watches, wire and duct tape. It's really cool, I can't wait for this. The other shots are amazing as well. Take a look at this. Is it a tree or is it a mutant enemy that has got two tiny little squatty legs with the longest body you've ever seen? The environment as always looks stunning. They've always striven to use photorealism in their games. I think it does pay off. Just look at that. That is simply astounding. So fair play to them. It's never great announcing delays, but I'm just super excited we're going to get some news very soon about when we'll all be playing it, hopefully, if you own a PC next year. Now in a few videos I've spoken in the past about don't expect this game to arrive on consoles until at least 2024, and I still stand by that. I don't know why anyone else is trying to say it's going to suddenly come out on PlayStation at the same time. In their interviews they've done with YouTubers like Farket and other ones, they've explicitly said they're going to be launching probably in early access, so it's going to be a long time before it hits console. Conan Exiles had their 2.6 update that added the ability to pick up items and a variety of different bug fixes, as well as launching their DLC, which I wasn't a big fan of. But it looks like they probably could have done with baking things a little bit longer, as there's a whole bunch of issues affecting consoles at the moment. No owner issues on consoles apparently is fixed when the server restarts. So if you're jumping onto your base and somehow finding it doesn't belong to you, hopefully that restart will solve that problem. Movement and stamina issues with a controller, offline issues with PS4, players are not able to connect and actually play their game, and you can't pick up repaired pieces. It's all a little bit rubbish really. This is what the test servers are meant to capture while they're on PC hopefully, and obviously some things will arise purely just on consoles only, but still seems a bit rubbish that so many people are having problems with this at the moment. At least one of their community team did keep people involved by tweeting this out a couple of days ago, giving everyone a heads up of some of the major issues they know and they're aware of. I presume a hotfix will be incoming in the next few days. Chernobylite, a game that I thought was pretty decent, mixing RPG, survival and a bit of horror mechanics all into one, came out a good few weeks ago now on consoles finally, a little while after the PC full release. And they did announce plans for a roadmap adding a bunch of content over the next year, as well as again some paid cosmetics or some other items. The update has gone live on PC at the moment. They're calling this the Monster Hunt free content update drop, but this will only be on PC for the moment. It does look like they are planning to bring it to Xbox and PlayStation in the future, but they've still got a few patches to actually deal with regarding launch and the problems that they encountered on console. So this is what I think is okay in gaming. When you actually have content coming out, then go ahead and sell your skins, your DLC or whatever else. But when you can't produce any decent actual free content, like I'm talking game modes, new ways to play the game, new creatures, new items, etc., then adding paid DLC like Conan did recently is just a big no for me. It's why I've given Rust such a hard time on console, because they have done absolute garbage content ever since it came out on Xbox and PlayStation, and they've launched their skin stores with all the kids going hyperactive over some skins that they're probably going to see weared on other players most of the time. So I'm pleased that Chernobylite have kind of got the right idea. Lots of free content incoming, alongside some skins if you want to support the game extra. And by no means are they that expensive. A whole bunch of skins for a whole bunch of different guns, only for like £2.89. These are the kinds of things I can get behind. So I know I go on about this stuff, but it's just pretty simple. I want games to feel like I'm getting value in supporting them. I don't mind MTX if it's skins and we are getting content. I don't think it should be just the basic that all games have MTX and maybe they don't deliver content and we can just carry on buying skins. You enjoy your skins, you enjoy spending your money on what you want, but I do remember the days, and it wasn't that long ago, that so many of these games had this kind of stuff as free content, unlocks for completing achievements, rewards, missions. I know that's a boomer hot take, but that's the way I am. I'm not one of these stupid little kids that gets excited by Fortnite skins or Rust skins, etc. Now don't get me wrong, if a developer's doing well, like Rust on PC, and they deserve support because they've been putting out content after content each and every month, giving brand new stuff, then yes, go ahead and show them some love. Give the devs some support, make them some more millions. But so many of these companies have done really well, and they haven't always been the best at delivering content, like Conan most recently. So I just don't agree in giving developers money for stuff when they're not really delivering what they're kind of meant to be doing. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Let me know in the comment section. How do you judge when to support a developer and when not to? So there we go, that's the survival show done and dusted. I will actually be on holiday again for a few days. I'm just catching up for a couple before I go to London, celebrate my older boy's 16th birthday. So I will see you ratbags next week. There won't be a survival show this weekend, but definitely there will be one next week on Wednesday. Until next time, laters!